Weird. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what happened to. Oh shit! I think the rapture happened. Mikey's gone. I don't know about you guys, but that intro music sounded really weird this time around. It usually sounds fine, but it was all weird and wavy, at least in my headphones, anyways. So, oh, okay, he didn't get raptured, folks. He just ran away for a few minutes.
I had to steal a smooch for the show.
Oh, did you?
Live.
Oh, I gotcha. So you didn't hear the music. So it sounded weird to me. I don't know why.
Sounded fine at first. I only just walked away.
Okay, well, anyway. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Now that we've finished rambling to ourselves here. Tonight's guest is Rion, right down here, Cultastic, also known as Tax the Churches on Twitter and various other things. And apparently the Horror of Babylon, too, according to a short that I saw with Rion claiming to be, oh, that's me. We have lost your sound, Rion. We can't hear you.
Oh, there we go. That happens when you push the button.
Right.
Button.
I do that all the time, and me anymore, and then I just fix the problem. So, there you go. Anyways, welcome to the show, Rion.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, I've sort of, you've been, I don't know, I get popping up in things, and I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this gal. I got to get her on the show. Because I think she's probably got a really cool story. Because you were, what did you put it? Shit, and the word just fell out of my head there. I hate it when that happens.
Oh, that
something for the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah. I'm an ex-something of the something or others. That's
Witness,
about that. Yeah.
Fucking cult shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a former cult member of the Jehovah's Witnesses. I said on my YouTube channel that I'm a former auxiliary pioneer because they did something really funny and changed like their hours so that way people who are putting in less time could get more of a title. So I thought I'd be silly and take that title. I am a former auxiliary pioneer. That is correct.
Right. It sounds very impressive, I must say.
It does. It is impressive. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Church ranks are always funny to me. I'm like, so is that like sergeant? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that lieutenant or captain?
It gives.
Like, what's the military equivalent to the church rank?
Yeah, at least with the military, you get like some kind of payment.
Yeah,
you get nothing. You just get extorted in the Jehovah's Witnesses. You donate all your time, and that's it. You get nothing in return.
All the service, all the time.
That's a monstera. Oh, that might be actually, I'm not really sure. That is a rhododendron, I think. So that might be what you're talking about. Sorry.
Oh, Dave, I see it there.
Plants are beautiful. I like plants. However,
I love them.
Listening to,
I eat them.
No. This. Hang on, give me a second here. I was listening to a pseudoscience expert, and they were talking about how people seem to think, and it's probably just because of what we know of plants and what they do. They seem to think that they can help improve the air quality of your home. They can't.
They would. You'd have to literally have like a house head to toe
full of plants.
Yeah.
to measure any difference in the air quality. Yeah,
I
which
think
is kind of crazy.
Energy. I do feel a positive energy. Now that just could be because they bring me joy. To somebody else, they could just be a lot of stress. Yeah,
Sure.
it's all up in the old noggin.
Whatever works. I mean,
And this works
help,
for me. Yeah, I just go
well,
rub
I
my
think
it's
face
great.
and
Or your plants are
motorboating.
Your plants are fucking lazy. Fucking lazy ass plants. To motivate those fucking plants.
Do something around
Get
here,
it to
would you?
fucking gather.
Gosh.
Plants are very
Sitting
nice
here.
housemates.
You need to respirate. Respirate. Say it with me, you mother.
I smoke my plants, so I don't know about you guys.
Hey, I'm down with
Those
that. I
plants
got
would
some
just
right
up.
here.
If they would just up their productivity, then yes, it would clean the air. But they're breathing like lazy bastards.
Do something with yourselves.
They're most active in the
Sit around
whole
here
air
breathing.
thing at night, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah,
they're
I
working
have
all
a few
night.
that do like the movements where they
Mhm.
move during the day, like they rise and then they.
Mhm.
I think that's so cool to watch
They
them.
follow the sun.
Yeah, I would love to record that one day, but I've not yet done that. But it's a
I just
beautiful
got a new
thing.
camera that I could do that with, and it's 4K, so it's total like millisecond frame by frame, so you could actually literally film plants doing
Yeah,
that.
that would be
Better-
beautiful as the sun sets.
And, hey, you do that shit in 4K, you better have 16 hard drives plugged into that bad boy. I had
Right.
no
Already
idea
on
that-
it.
I had no idea. Like really, really nice pictures are ginormous.
Yeah.
It is like a huge file. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do these time exposures.
Anyways, so since we've already wasted enough time just talking about random bullshit, what we do here on the show, Ryan, is we talk to people about how they found their way free from their previous belief systems. So I generally ask you to sort of take us back into the days when you were, in the old indoctrination shit and little signs and things that you kind of went, and then you went, oh, and then holy fuck, I don't believe this shit anymore. That kind of stuff.
Well, I think part of my issue growing up is the Jehovah's Witnesses have a very, how do I put this? They have a manner of speaking, and it's very slow. And my brain moves too fast. I think I have a bit of ADHD. So, they're sitting up there saying their sentences like this. And I'm going, oh God, I can't deal with this. Like my brain's like, okay, you gotta like so I would read ahead. So my problem was I would actually read all of the chapter instead of just the cherry picked verse that they're pulling out for their part.
Sure.
So,
Now,
they say, oh, we don't take
Jacob
scriptures out of context.
Came
Yeah. Well,
down.
then Jacob came down the ladder and I think I started to put together the pieces together that they are cherry picking verses. That's not that's not at all what this scripture is talking about. Whatever obtuse verse they pulled out to try to back up their, doctrine or whatever dumb policy. And that really bothered me. But what can I do? You just kind of internalize it and think like, oh, it must be me. I'm just not getting it. I'm too stupid. And I dealt with that for, 20 plus years, just thinking it must be me that why is it not registering? It sounds like they've got it right. Like, it sounds pretty cool. Like this idea they have, like people can live forever in a paradise. Like that's a great catch.
Oh, sounds awesome.
That's a really good gimmick to get people in. But when you start really looking at what they're pulling out of what chapter of what verse, that it just starts to fall apart when you read everything surrounding it. So I think I always had doubts, but I think at the heart of the doubt was me thinking I just must be the problem. I can't get it. Now realizing like, no, that was your intuition. That was your gut telling you the entire time. Like, no, something's wrong here. This isn't adding up. It's not you, it's them. So I think that happened for many, many years. But again, I just kept putting up with it and kept dealing it and kept trying to rectify everything that didn't fit into that weird ass JW puzzle. And then it wasn't until a few years ago where it finally really like clicked. I was like, oh, that's why I was in a cult. I was in indoctrination. Like, oh, that's why I didn't understand what was happening to me. Okay, now it all makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, sticking around in it, staying in it, what was the reason for doing that? I mean, if you started realizing that none of this sort of made sense to you, why were you sticking around? Why didn't you like say, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm out of here earlier than that, like that sort of thing.
And that's a really good question. I think the biggest part of that is your community. That is all you have.
Yeah.
You're really not supposed to have outside friends or anything of that nature, like hobbies, anything to really keep you busy. Everything is focused on people in the congregation, what you can do for the congregation, what you can do for the governing body.
Your
It's
gifts.
always about, it's always about using what the good Lord gave you as a gift to then turn around and give back, right? And giving back means giving back to the organization. But you don't, and it isn't that I didn't have friends outside. It's not that I didn't have people who probably would have really helped me if I had trusted them enough to lean on them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a trust of the outside world. I didn't have enough information. I was afraid to even research the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was afraid to listen to news information about things that they could be doing wrong. I was afraid to read the Iliad and the Odyssey because I was afraid that demons would attack me. So I know it. And now it just like, I look back at that person and I just want to give her a hug because she was just living every day in fear of doing the wrong thing because maybe Satan was, just waiting outside the door, just trying to get me. When really it's, me just battling with, again, my intuition, my subconscious, something's telling me like, you got to get out of here. And there were times where I did make breaks, but I was also in a very tenuous marriage. So that made it difficult because every time I was married for a while. And if I would leave to get away from him, I went back into I went back to the Kingdom Hall. I was going back to the Jehovah's Witness thinking. And the Jehovah's Witness thinking is like, you really should be able to fix your marriage. Like there's something wrong there. That's kind of like your department, lady, woman. You're supposed to fix your man. Right. You're supposed to help your man. So, so I'd go back just to get recharged, to go right back into the line, into the lion's
den. The abuse.
Yeah. And so I did that cycle for probably about 7 years of bouncing back and forth between the church and my ex. And eventually I finally was able to break through from it all. Like I said, just, several years ago, but it's that insular, being afraid of the world, relying so much on, what you're being told. I've spent so much time doing this. I guess it's like the sunken cost fallacy where, you spent so many years, right? Like you've spent so many years doing this. But to be fair, as soon as I got that freedom to break free, I ran with it. Like I was ready for it, but nobody presented to me information that was worthy of not being afraid anymore. If I'm putting that right, like, it hadn't been tangible enough, but there was just a point where it was like, wow, okay, it makes sense now.
And I think it's really important that you said that, because people say, oh, these people's belief systems are non-harmful. They're just there. It's just what they think. It's their little, it's their fairy tale. It doesn't harm anybody. If someone's in an abusive relationship and every social interaction they have is telling them to go back to the abusive relationship, that organization is not harmless.
That's right. That's right. Great
people
point.
need couples therapy. They need to be separated. There needs to be restraining orders. People need to, you know what I mean? There's,
when necessary,
right.
There's rules and laws for stuff like this, but it doesn't get reported because it's not reported as abusive spouse. It's a disagreement, and the wife is relearning how to submit and like, you know what I mean? And that shit's illegal. We have laws against it. pisses
And
me off.
it's by design. It pisses me off too, because that's the frustrating part, is knowing that it was all designed that way. Like I could have been free 20, 30, whatever years ago, if I'd woken up, but it's not designed. It's designed to make you a victim. It's designed to keep you feeling like they have it right and you have it wrong. There's so many people who've left the organization, but still, like I was, attached to it, still like cult-like thinking like they've got it right, but I'm just an evil sinner. I don't know why I can't do the right things that God expects of me. I'm just evil through and through. And that is really how I live my life. And like, tell me, do you think you're making good decisions if you're thinking like those kind of negative things about yourself? You're not. You're really not. I mean, not to mention they don't teach you how to think very that's what it feels like. It feels like you're
just on the count on the table that got like dripped, and you just rub your arm against it, like
and your shirt's like
syrup arm.
I'm Canadian. That happens all the time.
It's a big thing up there.
Syrup.
Yeah,
syrup
arm and
syrup arm syndrome. It's
trying to wipe it off as you're mounting your moose and loading up your armored Canadian goose and
with your beaver hat.
Yeah, with my beaver hat
on the mountie.
On the mountie.
Mount my mountie. Wait a minute, what?
You're right on his head.
Yeah,
and then he's on.
Pick me up, Daddy. Uppies. Yeah.
Money, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here though, the Canadian government says, "Oh yeah, here you go. Here's some money."
Thank you.
What a magical land.
I know, right?
And I think another like huge issue too is, speaking of like some of the problems that you brought up, Mikey, is a lot of these, all of these members are listening to the advice of guys who have no training. Like, could you imagine just all of a sudden having everybody in your chat room, like you have 40 people come, Neil, what should I do about this, Neil, how do I handle this? Neil, I want to get a car. What do you think is the best thing for me, Neil? Because I don't want to have to work more hours, but I want Jehovah to love me.
I have a solution.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Put a little box in there with a slit in it. It says, "Put your money here and I'll give you the answer."
Well, they do kind of have that.
Yeah,
I know. I just meant be blatantly obvious about it. Here you go. Pay me.
Right, you don't want.
So you want another box? You mean because you're already getting like 10 to 20%. So you want a separate box? Okay. Yeah. Let me get my wallet again. Actually, you have my wallet still.
Yeah.
I don't have any more money, actually.
I don't have anyone's wallet.
No, Neil.
He's talking about me. Listen, I just had a one of those what are they, square things that you could put your credit card through?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Square.
Yeah, Square. Do they even use those anymore? Or it's beyond that now. I think
I've seen people use them out at like farmers markets and stuff like that.
I had one installed in my butt, so people just run their credit cards through my butt, right? So.
Neil,
it's like a butt plug with a square.
You could have just did your armpit, or that would have been funny.
Yeah, boring.
I got to drop trowel. What if it's cold?
I'm Canadian. I'm used to the cold.
Girl, brother. Just ice.
Well, then they point and laugh, and I'll go, hey, whoa, shrinkage, okay, shrinkage.
See, that's
cold, all right.
That's unintended consequences of
shrinkage.
It was shrinkage.
It was shrinkage. What's that?
Oh man, I don't know where I come up with this shit, but I should be careful. I could be arrested, I guess. I don't know.
You can bill yourself out. Just swipe.
I just
swipe my own Square. I'm free.
Pay my own bail. No thanks. I have my own.
So,
oh my Lord.
Once, how did it, like, once you were free from it, like once you realized that you weren't really much of a believer in all this stuff, and you realized that these people weren't really there to help you, what was it like to get out? Like, what kind of steps did you have to take? Like, and I'm certain that people cut you off completely because that's common in there. So,
well, to be fair, at the time that I had left, I had already been like what they call faded for a few years. I think for maybe, I don't know, it was something like maybe 2 or 3 years at that time. But before I had left, like while I was in that process of fading, there was a sister who was studying with a friend of mine, a friend who I knew from high school, still is a friend today, actually. And she told me that the sister who she was studying with saw me at a grocery store, and I completely turned my back on her and ignored her because I was embarrassed of the lifestyle I was living. And I was like, I wear glasses. I did not see her. If I would have saw her, I would have waved to her. Why did she not approach me? That makes no sense. So that let me know, like, hey, these people don't even like you. Like when I was going to the Kingdom Hall, I was a single mother of 3. I was working around 70 plus hours a week. I was working about 3 jobs.
Oh, wow.
No help from my ex. I received 1 payment of child support. And so it was very difficult for me to make Saturday field service, Sunday morning meetings, Thursday night meetings. I was doing my best. I thought I was getting my life together. And one day I went to the Kingdom Hall and people were approaching me. Well, why didn't we see you at the Kingdom Hall? Why weren't you here? What, where have you been? Like, well, as you know, same song and dance, single mother. I got to put food on the table. Or, Jehovah provides. And it was just a bunch of.
Oh, does he?
Shame and guilt. Yeah. Does he really? That's interesting because I'd love to see him fill my fridge. I would love to see him put some gas into
at the very least, throw a pizza on the table.
That anything. Look, I will take
landlord,
scraps.
I'll have you.
Pizza.
Oh, landlord, I'll have you refer to Jehovah for this month's payment.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
I should have tried that. Yeah, and that was the last time I went to the meeting.
If you'll check the record, Jehovah had that month's rent.
That's right.
Jehovah
Sheriff.
said he had this on his list. He'll get to you. I promise. Check is in the mail. Yeah, so that was
as good as gold.
That was kind of letting me know how they really felt about me and the Christian love, like the brotherly love that they're supposed to have. And look, these people aren't perfect. I'm not expecting people to be perfect.
Who is?
They're doing their best. It's not really them. It's not them that is the issue. It's what they're being taught.
Yes.
That's the problem. And that's what I'm trying to educate about. Because I was a JW too. I have family who are JWs. I love them very much. That doesn't change that. It's their decision. If that makes them happy, so be it.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about the policies that they have that are harming people. Mm-hmm. Like, absolutely not. Like, they're not impervious to accountability. They need to be accountable for the bad that they're doing. And if they make changes, guess what? I'd back the F off. I really would. I'd have nothing really to talk about. But until they adjust the harmful practices that they're doing, I'm not going to. Sorry.
Isn't that interesting? Can you just stop pointing out things that I'm doing wrong?
Right?
Can you stop doing things that are wrong? No, can you just stop pointing them out? I'm not going to.
Why are you so hateful?
Just stop pointing them out. I don't plan on stopping.
Well, Ryan, recently you did a clip about the sex abuse that's been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty heavy duty. Like 15 people or something were caught up in that one.
Total of 14 so far in the grand jury investigation in Pennsylvania. Yes, and it is across all states. I will keep banging on about it because I'm so happy for all the survivors who are now getting. Hopefully, we'll get some justice since they didn't before. They were pushed into silence. Excuse me. So they just recently arrested 5 more. No, it's not. I mean, I don't know if you just saw about Arizona just recently decided to uphold the clergy penitent privilege.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yeah. So these state and Pennsylvania has the clergy penitent privilege. That is something that I will be working I'll be working on, but I will be working with people who know what the F they're doing to try to support them to get that changed and off the books. We don't need a clergy penitent privilege. We don't need to protect pedos. That's weird to me. I don't even understand how Christians can think that's okay. Why
and then
would
run
you
around calling
want
everyone
to?
in the gay community pedos.
Exactly. That
It's
makes
like, what?
how
You're
like
protecting your own
hypocritical.
pedos and then calling everyone that actually isn't a pedo.
Yeah. Projecting
Classic
Gonna have to
projection.
deflect, right? Yeah, yeah.
Classic projection.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
exactly
idiots.
what it is. Projecting.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of Pennsylvania for the work that they're doing. I'm sure that it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot
Good.
that's going to be revealed about the Jehovah's Witnesses. And the sad thing is they'll be afraid to know the truth. They'll deny it. They're being told that it's all lies, that it's persecution. Everything builds into that persecution complex.
They
like it's
totally
just
go
another
with
brick
that
in their
narrative.
wall.
Yeah.
So that breaks my heart. Like I wish
Oh, yeah.
I wish I knew what to do, what to say, how to fix it, how to build that bridge to people. To if I knew, I'd do it. All I can do is just be on my journey and just try to share the information that I have,
Certainly.
I got a question for you. So
Mhm.
as more and more people are leaving the JWs, do you think that they're going to get worse in general? Because you know what I mean, there will be less and less
Right.
reasonable people there, you know what I mean, trying to steer the ship.
That's a good question.
I think it will, because those are the minds that are left over.
You know what I mean? It'll just be
Right.
the inmates in the asylum.
Right. It's the monkeys running the circus.
Yep.
Like it's
Yeah.
I think you might have touched on something. And I do often wonder, like, what's next?
You know what I mean?
As religion fails, like what's the next thing? Just in general, just in this country, will I be here to see it? Is something going to replace it?
AI.
I have so many questions. Oh God.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude, we got 20 years left before it's fucking Skynet. I swear to you, Skynet is coming.
20 years, you're being very generous.
Right.
Oh, yeah. They'll
I'm
try
gonna
to
go buy some
impose it
leather
sooner,
jackets.
probably, but it'll be a flop.
I'm
They'll
gonna go
just
get some
keep
leather
iterating.
jackets so we can always have our like tricked out road warrior vehicles when we have to fight the machines.
Oh God. Oh Lord, I don't have it in me. I can't.
Hey, everybody will be a mechanic of some sort, you know.
Tons of Ice says he'd go to a monkey circus.
You know, that might not be too bad.
Sounds kind of fun.
Be entertaining.
Entertaining at the least.
I wouldn't pay. You know, like
Wouldn't
it'd
pay?
it'd be,
Well, you
it'd
don't
be,
have to
it'd
take
be free.
bananas. But you could take bananas.
As just bring an offering. Just go
Yeah.
I know.
YOB.
It's like
Giant
the gods,
banana.
but instead of the gods, it's like monkeys, and you bring
Troop
your
of monkeys.
offering of fruit.
What kind of
It's
monkeys
not
are
a
we
blood
talking?
sacrifice.
What kind of monkeys are we talking about here? I think
This
that's
is my
important.
replacement theory.
Can it be banana yogurt?
Ooh, banana
I think
popsicles.
Yeah, I'm
No way.
thinking any
What?
banana.
You don't like banana popsicles?
Banana gum. Banana gum.
I'm
Like
not
that-
a huge fan of fake banana flavor. Like
That's the original banana flavor.
How do they know that?
Because that's what I
You're talking
that's
about
what
like
I,
the ones
that's
that
what
have
I
the
read.
giant seeds in it.
That's what I read. Like that fake banana flavor. That's how bananas used to taste. We don't have the real bananas anymore.
I know them.
They all like died.
They died out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we have these bland bananas. That's apparently how bananas used to taste.
wow.
So
Could
that's
you
the real
imagine?
banana
This whole
I wanna learn.
versus an
conversation is
actual banana
bananas.
that grows out on a plant. Like tastes more like banana.
Well,
That's
the
weird.
last time I had a original banana, I was living in Israel, so they grew them there in Israel in the Kafar. But
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's awesome. I'd love to
Really,
visit
this-
one day.
it's an interesting place. That's for sure. I was
Yeah.
there during the safer era. I guess you could say it was the very early 80s, right? Like 81, 82, 83.
Okay.
I think the most crazy thing that happened while I was there, and this was within the first couple of weeks when I was there, we all decided, hey, let's go sleep at the beach, like that, which is not a good idea in Israel. So we all camped out on the beach, and we didn't have any firewood. So we're looking around. There's some signs that we couldn't read yet. I think I could read like 3 or 4 words in Hebrew at the time. And so we chopped down this couple of signs and used that as firewood. And in the morning, we were awoken by 2 F-16s flying about 26 feet off the top of the water, right past us. It was the loudest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And then a couple guys in Jeeps drove up screaming at us in Hebrew, asking us, and I'm like, hey, whoa, English. And, oh, okay, you're foreigners. Okay, no wonder you slept on the beach. It's not allowed here. And by the way, the signs you chopped down to burn were saying no camping on the beach and no fires on the beach. So,
dude.
I thought we were going to get shot, to be honest. But
right? Oh,
but the guy explained, he said, terrorists could come up on the beach and you'd have been dead in your sleep and not even know. So I said, all right, that's a valid point. So we never did that again. That's valid.
That is
so then valid. The next time you fell asleep on the beach with a fire, what did you say?
He's implying that you didn't learn your lesson.
I know what he's implying. Shane, what the hell?
Hi, Shane.
The using candies was originally invented to be an artificial pear flavored. Well, they totally missed the target on that one.
Swing and a miss.
Does that come from someone's anal gland?
I hope not.
Could be.
Not again.
Not again.
I'll never eat a Tootsie Roll again.
Tootsie Rolls are awesome. Don't even.
I do love me a Tootsie Roll.
Don't make me eat.
Unsold. Let me see Tootsie Roll.
How many licks does it take?
Holy fuck, it's 31
to the center of a
degrees
banana?
Here.
Banana Tootsie Pop.
31 degrees. Oh, this is centigrade as well. So that's
right.
I don't even know what 31 would be.
Something?
Pretty, maybe a little higher. 31 degrees. Just tell me what it is, you fucking morons.
Why don't you just tell me what it is?
Holy shit.
When Kramer's running why don't you just tell me what show you want to see?
Yeah.
1-800-movie phone.
I'm glad we're both like closeted
88 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty close to 88.
Oh yeah, I'm a freak.
Every time someone says like a promise, I'm like, blood.
No,
or they won't do something for me. I'm like, blood.
No, infidel. That's in the degrees that 99% of the fucking planet uses. It's unlike you guys in like 2 other countries.
The F is for freedom.
Right.
American degrees. Oh, that's funny.
How many degrees American?
It says 112. It's not. It's 80. It's 87.9 or something like
112.
So.
Okay. Hey, that
pretty
was
fucking warm.
I had an idea of what it would be in the 30s. So my husband is English, so he does that as well.
Oh.
Uses centigrade. So.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, here we still use the imperial system usually for construction type things, like 5/8 board or whatever, or 1/2-inch board, or 2x4, for lumber and stuff like that. We still use it for that because that seems to be the global measuring units for construction, at least in North America, anyways. But don't metric on me.
Don't.
How dare you metric right in my face like that?
How dare you?
That's very rude.
Warn me.
Put it away.
Another country is
Put
Fahrenheit.
Your
Let's
metric
fight
away.
them. Yes, no, Canadian gallons and US gallons were slightly different. Canadian gallon, I think, was based more on the old British gallon or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
How tall am I, Shane? Oh, I see where you're going with this. Oh, yeah, you still use imperial. I am, let me see, 193 centimeters.
Oh God.
Which is about 6'4".
Oh shit. You tall.
Yeah,
Damn.
when I put my boots on, I'm about 6'5". So there you go.
Damn. I wish I was taller.
Yeah,
I like
tall.
to be tall.
Wish it was a box.
Mikey's tall too.
Wish I had a girl.
I'm not
who
that
was good.
tall.
I will call her.
Dude, you're tall.
Whatever. That's 6'4". All my friends are tall, so I don't. I'm still the shortest of all my friends.
No, you're only like what?
I'm
few
usually the
inches shorter than
tallest
me.
of my friends.
I'm 6
and I
foot.
like it.
I just fucking hang out with freaks of fucking nature. You goddamn frost giants come down from
Clean
the
your air up
mountains,
here.
hanging out with us normal humans. Like that's a thing.
Oh wait, whoa! What do you mean, normal humans?
Yes, us non-demigods. There's no reason for you to be that big. Too tall. Come back down.
I am a
here.
son of God.
The secret is poutine. That's the secret. You have to eat lots of poutine.
Now you tell me. It's a
My
little
boots
late.
have metal spikes and leather straps.
If I
For
if I
you,
start-
they will, Shane.
If I start eating poutine, I'm gonna grow a couple inches, fucking horizontally.
No,
Poutine.
poutine. The Canadian
Oh.
food. The French
Right.
fries with the cheese curds and gravy and whatever other topping you want to put on it. Like
It's
say,
their best kept secret, and they're
Ooh.
bad people for not telling us.
Red.
They're all very bad. Canadians are bad people for not telling Americans about poutine. There, I said it. And I won't take it back.
That's okay. You don't have to.
That's okay. We forgive around here. We're not Christians.
So, yeah. We don't judge and we do forgive. Unlike the people that are supposed to do that. So Ryan, I want to ask, what is it like for you now that you're free? Because you've been free for a while. Like family and friends wise, like did you lose quite a few, or do people actually skip over that rules that they kind of have for that to remain in contact with you?
So I have to say I have been so lucky. Even when I was disfellowshipped, my family still had relationship with me, and that isn't normal.
I know.
There are some people who have that, but it's not really normal. And I just think I had a good family with good morals in that respect. But it has put a bit of a strain on my relationship with my parents. I think because they're so used to having conversations with me about religion. So I think it was difficult for them when I told them that like there would be no more of that. Like I had to put an end to that.
For
So
a
that
good
does
reason,
make me
though. Did you tell them
sad.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I gave them my reason. I was level-headed. Like I wasn't, rude about it or anything. I just told them that it didn't make sense to me, and it doesn't. And I don't believe it. And there was never going to be a time where I would come back. So it's fruitless to continue to ask. Like you might as well just put that out of your mind and let's just move forward. And they still love me. It's not like we don't talk. It's just we don't really talk much anymore. And that's okay. It is what it is. I am not going to.
I don't know if I'd say it's okay, because I don't think it's okay, because it's a religious doctrine that is doing that to them, keeping them from you, right?
Right. Yeah. It's sad. Like that's definitely part of the reason that I tell people, about my story or just about the policies and rules or whatnot inside of the organization. So other people are weary of just joining a religion that sounds really good because it has a good gimmick, and and then you get bait and switch. So at least people can see that there is humanity here. Like there's a reason why I want people to understand, where I'm coming from, because it's not okay, but I'm not going to wallow in it. I'm just going to share. I'm just going to share what it's like. And that's about it. Can't shut me up.
True.
Stop,
And
stop.
drawing boundaries is good, and you can always move them as needed, which is good. And to
Right.
circle back to the poutine thing, so grease the credit card a crack.
Stick that butt plug in there.
Yeah. Get in there.
Sorry, y'all.
Wait for the chime.
Did anyone ever like? What is the whole like the purity culture thing in the JWs? Is that like a big thing in there, or did they try around you with it, or?
It's so big. Oh my god! Like you don't know what purity culture is like until you're like 12, 13 years old, reading the Young People Ask book with your parents.
Oh boy!
And the young people ask book is just a bunch of like bogus questions that young people would ask, like, what do I do if a friend from school offers me a cigarette? What do I do if my coach at school wants me to play basketball? What do I do if I want to touch my vagina? Like, just there's like having that masturbation talk with your parents when you've never even really had this sex talk.
Just tell them you'll handle it on your own.
I don't even know what that thing is. I don't even know what that looks like down there. And you're trying to tell me not to touch it. Like maybe you should familiarize me with my body parts before you tell me just to ixnay on it.
Well, they do have mirror apps for phones now. You can get a good look.
No.
It's just your camera, right?
No,
that's in 4K. Get that thing in 4K.
That's like ah!
I don't know if anybody wants to see that.
I'm gonna have to technical difficulties in the interview.
Where's AI when you need it?
Yeah, please make it look better. Okay, in my case, please make it look bigger. Use the Warcraft app or something. It's there now. It's huge.
Oh goodness gracious!
Just call me tripod. There you go.
Yeah. So purity culture is, oh boy, that stuff is deep.
Yeah.
Like you're just expected to hate sex, love sex, just like that, like a switch. Know nothing about your body. Feel disgust about your body. My body is a weapon. My body is a stumbling block to men. Hate yourself, cover it up. And then now you're supposed to learn how to be a Jezebel between the sheets. Suck a good cock.
I don't think that expression has been done on this show before. So congratulations to Ryan for the first time award for using the sucking a good cock on the Deconversion Story Show.
Well, just imagine what they said to the girls.
Right.
Now we can hear this on Woohoo!
Yeah. So that's super weird for kids. That is just super
bet.
weird. The Jehovah's Witnesses believe that ignorance is the best education. And that is absolutely not true. Education is the best education. Being able to answer questions and critically think about the answer, right? Evidence is like the best education. And
yes, indeed.
You think as a JW that you have all the shit, maybe, but you think as this JW, or you think of JWs as having all these boundaries and prim and proper, and they wouldn't do A, B, and C and D. But the fact of the matter is that they have a fear of all those things. So they really don't know how to protect themselves, right? Like you're going to put yourself into situations where just ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist or no isn't going to suffice. You need to know, you need to have your information and your education behind you to be able to ward off any evil. And you don't have that. And you honestly, like every situation is like walking into a freaking slaughterhouse, quite frankly, because you're always going to be hit with stuff, whether it's school, whether it's work, whatever. you're going to be hit with things that are considered evil in the eye of the JWs. And a no is just not going to do it. You need to be educated. And I wish I was educated about my body. I wish I was educated on what boundaries meant and what was improper. And I just had no clue. And ignorance is just it's not going to cut it. It's going to lead you to doing something, in fact, that will get you punished, like disfellowship, getting shunned. That's super unfortunate. But that's horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Sad.
And the funny thing is, and I think people have tried in the past to sort of talk to these organizations about being better at that kind of conversation with their kids, because kids are growing up. And if you notice, the pregnancy rates are higher amongst religious groups than they are amongst non-religious groups. Now, of course, that's
because
kind of
they
a
don't know
weird
how to have
statement.
safe sex.
Hold on. The reason is that's part of it, obviously, but the numbers are skewed too. Like there's a lot less unreligious people than there are religious people. So, of course, the numbers for the religious are going to be higher than the unreligious or non-religious because the numbers are skewed. But still, if you do it by percentage, they're still way above, right? Even if you do base it on percentage. So, and that's because they're not taught properly. Yeah, they're not taught properly. They're not, instructed.
A no isn't going to
right.
Like I'm not going to get into the details of my first time, but my first time I didn't want to have sex, but I was then put into because I didn't see what was coming, like because I wasn't educated, if I just put it to you like that. And then I walked myself right into a situation where I didn't feel as though like there was any change, you know what I'm saying? So had I had a bit more education behind me, I'd been like, that don't sound right. You shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't just trust somebody. And I think that's part of it too, is you don't really have discernment to know, decipher when someone's lying to you or just gassing you up of sorts. There's just a lot of naivety. I couldn't think of the damn word. Yeah, I was very naive. French people. That's so I'm still kind of working on that. There's still a lot of things like I've got to build this whole tool. I got to put some tools in my backpack because I kind of was walking around with like an empty backpack with not a lot of tools as a kid. Now I'm as an adult, like, oh, that sounds good. Let me just pop that in there. Right? Oh, that's good information.
I can just
this one's rechargeable. There we go. It's eco-friendly and pleasurable. There we go.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Here we are.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so many issues that you could say about any of these cult-like. Well, personally,
they're all the same.
I think they're all cults, to be honest. Some are just greater in number than others. Cult doesn't mean small; it just means, especially if you go with the bite model thing, right? So they all fall under that, really. So
yeah. And I think that's part of the trickery is the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, I think that sometimes people look at 8 million members. Like, that's not a cult. Like, that's a full-fledged religion. Right. No.
It's still a cult.
It's still a cult. Yeah. Don't let
just the most popular one. Like, so what?
Yeah. Just like the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Don't even.
That's a freaking cult.
Yeah. And they have some of the worst numbers for the minors and stuff like that. Like it's brutal. And they're still fighting the clergy privilege anywhere they can. They fight it as well. Yeah, they're fighting hard against it.
Which and I think we were following each other on Twitter before Neil did his thing. So like, let's check out who it is. Like, we're already following each other. And then I saw Tax the Church. I was like, I know her. Yeah, I know her. Because I follow stuff like
charges.
Yeah, and I've been in all of my podcasts doing politics stuff. I can't we would. That doesn't go well with.
Who says? Who says?
There will be no kink shaming in the side chat.
Yeah, don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, don't yuck others' yums. That's against the rule.
Go ahead, use your teeth.
Yeah. Take them out if you have to. Whatever.
Take them out.
Gum it. Gummy.
Yeah, I'll call you my little
nibble.
gummy bear.
Oh,
Sorry.
I just want to be your gummy bear.
gross.
Yeah, there you go. So you just reminded me. Our usual Friday night
Oh,
jam
no.
session happened last night with the boys over there.
Oh, no.
in the mighty band that I have. And just out of the blue, our bass player Mike starts playing this riff, and it might sound familiar to you. Does it sound familiar? No.
It does sound familiar. Yes.
Yeah, and I said I know what that is, and I said, Chris, do you know what that is? He goes, I think so, and he starts going wow with the guitar, wow, the whatever notes that he hits for that, and so it was the Mountain Song by Jane's Addiction. So we broke into Mountain Song by Jane's Addiction. We'd never even played it together before, and I think we did pretty good. I'm like, shit, I can't remember all the words, so I pulled up. I knew most of them, anyways, but so I pulled up all the lyrics because this is one of my favorite Jane's Addiction songs ever. So, and we just started fucking playing it. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. It's like, this is awesome. Let's make this one of our cover tunes.
Is Jane's Addiction, is she a rapper?
Yes. Yes, Maggie. Yes, she is.
Oh boy.
Gotcha.
Good one. But
She sounds talented though.
She does. You know, I think we've come to the point in the show now where we could probably cut out a little early and just get right into an after party and talk some more about this sort of stuff and have some fun. What do you say, Ryan?
I'm down to clown.
Down to clown. I like it. All right.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
You eventually get used to it, Air. Don't worry about it.
I grow on you like a fungus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like fungus. Fungi.
Yeah, the good fungus. The fungus among us.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring this one to a close, and then we'll get into an afterward. Now, you guys know we take a little bit of a break between the two shows, so we can do, grab a snack, refill your drink, bio break, have a smoke, whatever you do.
Kiss a baby.
So come back.
Kiss a baby.
Kiss the baby.
Come back or kiss the baby. Sure. Yeah. I thought you said kick the baby. I'm like, Jesus, man, I don't have to
You
call
gotta
parental.
see the baby.
She kicks me. No one.
That's okay. She's allowed to.
That's not right.
That's not right.
She's abusive.
That's not right.
She hits me.
Damn babies.
Yes, but it was Avery that did that recording, Shane.
Avery.
That dude's he played for Alanis Morissette. He played for many, many people after the dissolution of Jane's Addiction in 91. But Perry Fellow still 91. To this day does. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
still 4. To this day does Lollapalooza. He still has that whole concert series going on. Anyway,
you see the lineup
I've been to a few
this year?
I have not seen the lineup. No.
Dude,
Mikey reviews.
Dude, it is literally the worst experience to get into the city for Lala. Like, it is awful. It's really. It's hours of getting through.
Oh my god!
And people.
What?
And it's hot.
Yeah.
And everyone hasn't showered in 1,000 days, even though the festival just started 10 minutes ago. It's a bunch of smelly young high kids.
Oh, it's nasty.
Fuck that, dude. If you ever do Lala, get a fucking booth with some air conditioning. They bring you drinks, and you're away from the dirty, unwashed masses. Because teenagers at concerts are the fucking worst, man.
Oh, they're just like that at any of the card games that I go to with the big shows like that too.
Why are y'all allergic to soap? Just you knew you was coming out around other people.
I have a constant layer of sweat on me right now in this time of year anyway, so
it's moist.
Hot. It's very moist.
Very
I'm a
All
little
right,
chilly.
everyone.
I got a hoodie on.
I don't get it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. There is a link to the after party in the description box below, so you can click on that if you just want to hang out, or if you want to join us for the after party, which I highly recommend because we always have fun. Then you can hit me and Mikey up, and we'll give you a link to jump in with us, and you can meet this amazing lady here, Ryan.
moist.
So, it's moist.
Oh boy, come on!
I gotta go to the bathroom for a minute.
Come on,
Okay,
Neil,
sorry.
you can do it. Land the plane, Neil. You can do it.
I'm done. Okay, so
ASMR.
thanks to all our patrons and our members and stuff like that. If you guys want to be one of those, you can hit the buttons down below and help the show. It all does really help, and all the proceeds for the show right now are currently going to this fella right over here because kids aren't cheap. So yeah, and until then, oh, there you go. Oh,
My little pumpkin.
Cute little baby. It's a little baby.
it is.
You gotta see the baby.
It's a small Wolverine.
And Mikey's off to buy a shotgun for when she becomes a teenager. All right. So anyway,
That's right.
Don't touch her.
I'm just gonna find the dirtiest
Back
shotgun I
off.
can find, and I'll just clean it on the front porch. Whole time. I'll just be
Exactly.
this crazy
All
shotgun
day.
cleaning guy.
Daddy, what are you doing? I'm cleaning my shotgun.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm sending a message.
All right. So, anyways, guys, until next time, like I always say at the end of the interview part of the show, and like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
What's on